Hey YouTube, this is Marcus again with another video. Today we're going to talk about some equipment I picked up for my pistol today. For those who don't know, I have for a couple of years been carrying the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield in .40 caliber. I bought it at a local gun store after a couple of different pistols that didn't work out for one reason or another. And when I picked up the M&P Shield, I fell in love with it. It's small enough to be concealable, but big enough to fill my hand. I found it in .40 caliber. Just fell in love with this pistol. Now, when I bought it, I actually bought a formed leather holster. Now, this holster has actually been a pretty good holster. It's got it's a Tagua. It's got a belt loop on this side, so you can wear it outside the waistband if you want. It's got a metal clip on this side, so you can wear it inside the waistband if you want. The holster and the pistol and all goes inside your waist, and this clip sits outside your pants to hold it up. But I started to have some problems with this holster here lately. I guess the leather's just getting stretched out, and there's not a lot you can do about that because it is a natural fiber and it's going to stretch out and wear out eventually. But there was once or twice that I bent over and it slipped out and I had to catch it before it hit the ground. My wife picked it up off the dresser the other day while I was out and almost dropped it. There's been once or twice that I've actually gone to a public bathroom and pulled my pants down, and when my belt comes loose, the holster would flop over like this and the pistol would slide out onto the floor, and it's just wearing out. And so, and on top of that, I wanted something that would secure my pistol. I didn't want something that somebody could just walk up and grab a hold of if that kind of situation ever arose. And a buddy of mine bought a Blackhawk Serpa holster a while back, and he loves it. And I did a little bit of research online, and there seems to be a lot of people that really like those holsters. I knew that he had bought a Phobos holster, which is sort of like the Serpa, but a cheaper version where instead of having like a locking system, it's basically just formed plastic that you're forcing your pistol into and out of. But he started to have issues where it was wearing on the finish of his pistol because his pistol had a metal trigger guard, and you're basically forcing it in and out of that compression every time you holster and unholster the weapon. And the Blackhawk Serpas look to be the best balance of the two. They have a mechanical lock, so there's no friction really. And when you unholster it, you press a button so it slides right out. You're not forcing it against anything. And so I went down to the same store where I bought the pistol, Blaine's Guns and Bows in Allen, Kentucky, and shopped around, got some ammo, and got a holster. Now the holster is a Blackhawk Serpa Concealment holster for the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. And it comes actually disassembled. It comes in several pieces, and then you basically put the holster together however you want to carry it. It comes with this paddle system, and it also comes with a belt loop system. Now, this right here, this piece that kind of sticks out on its own, this is the holster. The rest of it is, like I said, basically a backing plate that serves a different purpose depending on which one you put on it. So this is your belt loop backing plate. Now you can see here it's got several holes all across it. There's 3 holes on the back of the holster itself, and then it comes with 3 screws. And essentially you line up those 3 holes with 3 holes on the holster itself and put the screws in and secure it. Now the reason that there's all these holes for only 3 screws is because you can cant the holster at an angle and attach it to this backing plate. So if you want to carry it at an angle or even carry it sideways because it's a locking holster, you can do that, and these holes are just put here to accommodate that. It also comes with these little things that slip into here and then double over on themselves, and you can see it's got a slot here for locking around that and holes here for locking onto its own teeth here. And basically these shim the hole for the belt loops, for the belt. So if you have a narrower belt, you can basically shim the hole here until your belt just fits, and that way your holster does not have a lot of up and down movement on your belt. The system I'm going to use is the paddle system here. You can see the 3 screws in the back of it here. It also has 2 belt hooks on the back side here. And the way those work is you actually put them in sideways. And you see there's a notch in them. And then you use either a coin or a thick flat screwdriver to basically press until the back side of it protrudes through this hole. And you can see on these notches there's basically indentations. There's spots where it'll sit, and you press with your coin or your flat screwdriver and you just twist it to face upwards. And when you do, this portion will turn sideways and lock it into the slot in one of those indentations. And there's two of them, and they hook underneath your belt on the outside of your pants. And this paddle portion here has a hook on it. This portion goes inside your pants, round side down, and this hook hooks on the inside of your pants. The holster itself has a paddle locking system. When you insert your pistol, it basically locks on the front of the trigger guard here. And then once it's in there, it's in there. It's not coming out. And then to retrieve it, you just grasp the pistol, and right where your finger should naturally lay anyway, you just depress that paddle and the pistol comes right out. But if you don't depress that paddle, it's locked in there. It's not coming out. There is a tensioner screw here on the holster, so that if it's too tight, if you're having to sort of force it, or if it's not tight enough, you can adjust this little screw here. It also came with an instruction manual that helped a little bit. And I would also like to give a shout out to a YouTuber here, Albert Donald, who uploaded a video that's very straightforward. You don't see his face, he doesn't speak. He just has one of these holsters, which with what looks like the same pistol as me, laying out on a table, and he shows you how to install the holster to the paddle system here. And I actually found his video while trying to figure out how to install these, because maybe I was just being impatient or blind, but I really couldn't find explicit instructions on how these were supposed to go in, and I didn't really want to force them and maybe break them because they are plastic. And he got a video up there that showed me how to put those in. So I would like to thank Albert Donald for putting that on YouTube, and I'll put a link in the description or in an annotation here or something. So let me show you how the holster goes on and how it looks here. Now it's a little bit more involved than just slipping your belt through it like my leather holster was, but I'm going to undo my belt first, and I'm going to pull it back, and we'll flip it over here so you guys can see, and I'm going to feed my belt through, making sure to keep it behind the hooks here. We'll flip it back over the way it's supposed to go. Open my button, let the zipper down, and the paddle portion will go inside the pants, and then I'll pull out on the holster so that the holster and its backing plate go outside my pants along with the belt, and then just seat it down on the top of the pants, pull the slack out of your belt, button my pants back up, and secure my belt. And there you go. Now that is way more solid, way more stable than that leather holster was. That holster is not going anywhere. And to holster the pistol, you just, that's it. But once it's in there until you press that button. So, first impressions, very positive. Now I know it says Blackhawk Serpa Concealment. Maybe if you're really wearing some really baggy clothes, or maybe if you're a little bit larger than me, but it does leave an imprint. It's not huge. Like I said, it doesn't look like I have a 10-pound cyst on my side, but even with a button-up shirt pulled out of the pants so it's kind of loose and flowing, there is a little bit of an imprint here, especially for people who might be looking for it, or especially if you're moving around quite a bit. Maybe if you're walking through town just shopping, people might not notice it. But you know, if you're doing a lot of twisting or bending over or moving around, somebody's going to notice something here. But it is, you know, it is okay as far as concealment goes. And the benefit of having a holster that's this secure and this sturdy, I think sort of outweighs the bump that it was producing, because even this Tagua holster, when it was inside the waistband with this pistol, the pistol itself, the grip, would make a little bit of an imprint in my shirt. So I'm very pleased with it so far. Now, like I said, I spent $45 on it at Blaine's Gun and Bow in Allen, Kentucky. Here's something else I wanted to point out too. This paddle, I got to thinking that people may wonder, you know, how comfortable this is. And I know there's a little indentation in my pants, but I'll be honest, I'm a skinny guy, and I can't even tell that paddle's in there. I cannot feel that paddle in my pants. So, I mean, this is extremely comfortable for there to be a large piece of plastic inside your pants here. So, just wanted to let you guys that are a little bit wary about that portion know that, at least for me, I'm 5'10", I weigh like 180 pounds, so I'm not like skin and bones, but for me, this paddle, I can't even tell it's in here. And so that was the Blackhawk Serpa Concealment holster. Very positive first impressions. I like it. If anything happens of note, or maybe I might come back in a month or two anyway and just let you guys know that it's doing awesome, that it's doing better than I thought. Or if it fails epically, if the plastic wears out in a month or something like that, I'll come back and let you guys know. But if you guys are looking for a decent, secure holster for your pistol, and ultimate concealment is not really a problem for you, then, you know, maybe consider checking out these holsters. And even though the Shield is marketed as a subcompact pistol, you know, it's a little bit difficult to conceal sometimes, especially for skinny guys like me, because we don't have a whole lot of places to stick stuff without there being a big lump on the side of your body. So, but anyway, if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, or suggestions, please feel free to post them in the comments section below. If you would like to know more about my pistol, or more about my holster, or more about anything that I've mentioned in this video, please feel free to comment. So, and as always, this is Marcus out. Y'all have a good one.